My husband told me he had a mandatory business retreat on New Year's Eve. I called his boss to arrange a surprise. The boss told me the office has been closed since Christmas. I make sure he regret his decisions now. The silence in my kitchen is usually my favorite part of the morning. It's the time after the kids, Leo, 6, and Mia, 4, have been dropped off at daycare and kindergarten, and before the chaos of my own freelance design work begins. It's usually a time for coffee and contemplation. Today, however, the silence feels heavy, like the air before a tornado touches down. It's December 30th. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. Tomorrow is the day my husband, Mark, is supposed to leave for his mandatory corporate retreat. We've been married for 8 years, together for 10. We were the couple that everyone said made sense. We finished each other's sentences. We had the same taste in terrible reality TV, and we navigated the trenches of early parenthood with what I thought was grace and a unified front. Mark is a senior project manager for a logistics firm. It's high stress, sure, but he's always been good at leaving work at the door. Or so I thought. 3 days ago, he came home looking like he carried the weight of the world on his shoulders. He loosened his tie, poured a glass of scotch, and dropped the bomb. "Babe, you're going to kill me," he said, rubbing his temples. "The merger with the West Coast branch is messy. The board is demanding a strategy summit. They want all senior PMs at the hotel downtown for a 2-day lockdown. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day." I remember feeling a pang of disappointment, but mostly sympathy. On New Year's, "Mark, that's insane. Can't they wait until the 2nd? "I tried," he said, looking me dead in the eye with a gaze that I now realize was practiced. "I fought it, Sarah, I really did. But David, my boss, said it's non-negotiable. If we don't have the Q1 strategy set by the time the market opens on the 2nd, heads will roll. And I want that VP spot next year." I sighed and hugged him. I comforted him. I told him we'd have our own celebration on the 3rd. I even offered to pack his bag. No, he said quickly. "I'll do it. You do enough. I just need to focus." He's been acting strange all week, guarding his phone, taking showers the second he walks in the door, staying up late in his home office, prepping. I chalked it up to stress. I chalked it up to the ambition that I've always admired in him. This morning, I decided to be the supportive wife of the year. I wanted to do something nice for him and his team. If they were going to be stuck in a conference room while the rest of the world popped confetti cannons and sang Auld Lang Syne, they should at least have good champagne. I decided I would order a few bottles of Dom Perignon and a catering platter to be delivered to the conference room at the downtown Marriott where he said they were staying. I didn't want to bug Mark. He was already so stressed. So I decided to call his boss, David, directly to get the room number or the coordinator's name. I have David's number because we've done Christmas parties and summer barbecues together for years. David is a good guy, family man. I dialed the number. It rang 3 times. "Hello." David's voice sounded windy, like he was outside. "David, hi, it's Sarah, Mark's wife." "Oh, hi, Sarah, is everything okay? Is Mark all right?" Yes, he's fine," I laughed. "I'm just calling to be a bit of a nuisance. I know you guys are going to be grinding away at this retreat tomorrow, but I wanted to send over some food and champagne for the team. Make ringing in the new year a little less miserable. I just needed to know which conference room you guys booked at the Marriott." There was a pause on the line, a long, static-filled pause. "Sarah, what retreat?" My stomach dropped. It wasn't a slow, sinking feeling. It was a violent plummet, like missing a step on a staircase in the dark. The merger retreat. Mark said the board mandated a strategy lockdown for New Year's Eve and Day. "Sarah," David said, and his voice lost all its cheer. "The office is closed. We shut down on the 23rd. I'm currently on a ski lift in Aspen with my kids. There is no merger meeting. The West Coast deal closed 2 weeks ago." I stopped breathing. The kitchen, with its granite countertops we picked out together and the drawings Leo made on the fridge, started to spin. Are you sure?" I whispered, hearing how pathetic I sounded. "I'm the regional director, Sarah. I sign off on all overtime and travel. Nobody is working. Mark is supposed to be off until January 5th. He put in for PTO specifically for this week." PTO, paid time off. He requested time off to be away from work while telling me he was being forced to work. Sarah, David asked gently, do you want me to call him? No, I managed to choke out. No, David, please don't. I must have misunderstood. Maybe it's a personal project he's working on. I'm sorry to bother you. Sarah, if you need anything. I have to go. I hung up. I stood in the middle of my kitchen, clutching the phone so hard my knuckles turned white. The silence was back, but now it wasn't peaceful. It was deafening. It was the sound of my life imploding. I didn't cry, not yet. The shock was too absolute. I walked into the living room and sat on the sofa. I looked at the Christmas tree, still up, ornaments glinting in the winter light. We had bought that tree together. We had hung those lights together. He lied. He lied about work. He lied about David. He lied about where he was going to be on the most romantic night of the year. If he wasn't at a retreat, where was he going? And more importantly, who was he going with? Mark was currently at the office for a half-day of prep, or so he said. He wasn't due back until 2:00 p.m. to grab his bags and head to the hotel. I had 3 hours. I needed to know. I needed to see it. I couldn't just blow up my marriage on a phone call, could I? Maybe he was planning a surprise for me. Maybe he was. No, you don't lie about a mandatory business trip to surprise your wife. You lie about a business trip to sleep with someone else. I went up to his home office. He's careful, usually. His phone is always locked. His laptop has a fingerprint scanner. But Mark has a vanity. He likes his gadgets. And he recently bought an iPad Pro that he leaves on his desk for reading. I picked up the iPad. Locked. I tried his birthday. Nothing. I tried our anniversary. Nothing. I tried the kids' birthdays. 0614. It unlocked. I went straight to iMessage. It was synced. My hands were shaking so badly I had to set the iPad flat on the desk to read. I scrolled past the text from me, "Can you pick up milk? Love you." Past the text from his mom, past the group chat with his fantasy football buddies. And there it was, a thread with no name. Just a saved emoji of a red chili pepper. Today, 8:15 a.m. Mark, she bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. I feel a little bad, but God, I need this. I need you. Chili pepper, don't feel bad. You deserve to be happy. She's stifling you. I can't wait to ring in the new year inside you. Mark, gross, but yes. I booked the penthouse at the Omni. Champagne and strawberries are waiting. I told her it's at the Marriott so she won't come looking. Chili pepper, wear the blue suit. I like how it looks on the floor. I felt bile rise in my throat. I ran to the bathroom and dry heaved over the toilet. Stifling you? I supported him through his MBA. I took care of his dying mother for 6 months. I birthed 2 children and put my career on hold so he could chase that VP title. Stifling. I went back to the iPad. I needed a name. I clicked on the contact info. It was a burner number or at least one not saved in his contacts. But then I scrolled up, way up, back to November. Chili pepper. Hey, left my scarf in your car. Can you grab it before Sarah sees? Mark, got it. It smells like you. Intoxicating. Chili pepper. See you at the office tomorrow. HR meeting at 10. HR meeting. I froze. There was only one person in HR Mark talked about. The annoying new hire. The one he complained about constantly. She's so incompetent, he'd say. She's always asking me for help with the simplest things. Jessica. Jessica, who was 24. Jessica, who had come to our company picnic in July and told me I looked so good for a mom. Jessica, who had smiled at me with shark eyes while petting my dog. I scrolled through the photos in the text thread. There were so many. Selfies of them in his car, photos of them at lunch, explicit photos that I will never be able to scrub from my retinas. Photos of my husband doing things to her that he hadn't done to me in years. I took screenshots. I emailed them to myself. I emailed them to my work address. I emailed them to a secret Gmail account I use for spam. Then I went to his email app. I found the reservation. The Omni Hotel. Penthouse Suite. December 31st to January 2nd. $800 a night. Paid for with a credit card I didn't recognize. He had a secret card. Of course he did. I looked at the clock. 11:30 a.m. He would be home in 2.5 hours. I could have burned his clothes. I could have smashed the iPad. I could have called him screaming. But rage, true rage, brings a strange kind of clarity. I didn't want to just hurt him. I wanted to dismantle him. I wanted to ensure that when the ball dropped at midnight, his life dropped with it. I went into the bedroom. I dragged his large suitcase out of the closet. I didn't throw his clothes in. I folded them. I packed them meticulously. I packed his shirts, his pants, his underwear. I packed his toiletries. I packed his passport. I packed his birth certificate. I packed the framed photo of his mother he keeps on the dresser. I packed everything he would need to start a new life, because he sure as hell wasn't going to have one here. Then I went to the safe in the basement. I took out my jewelry, the pieces I inherited from my grandmother, the pieces I bought myself. I took the cash we keep for emergencies. I left his wedding ring, which he had taken off and left in the safe for safekeeping during his business trip, because he claimed he was afraid of losing it at the gym. I took it out of the box and dropped it into the bottom of the toilet bowl in the master bath. I didn't flush it. I just let it sit there. I called the bank. We have a joint savings account, $45,000. It's for the kids' college and a down payment on a vacation home we talked about. I transferred half of it, my half, into my personal account. Then, I transferred the other half into a trust account for the children that requires 2 signatures to access. He could fight me for it in court, but he wouldn't be spending it on Jessica this weekend. I called my mom. Hey, Mom, can you take the kids for a few days? Something has come up. She heard the steel in my voice. I'm on my way. My mom picked up Leo and Mia at 12:30. I kissed them, told them Mommy and Daddy had to do some boring grown-up work, and that Grandma was going to spoil them rotten. As they drove away, the house became a tomb. 1:45 p.m. I sat in the armchair in the living room, facing the front door. The suitcase was standing next to me. I had a glass of water on the coaster. No alcohol. I needed to be razor sharp. 1:58 p.m. I heard the garage door open. I heard his car pull in. I heard the engine cut. The door opened. Mark walked in. He looked stressed. He was putting on a show even for an empty hallway. He loosened his tie, sighed loudly, and dropped his keys in the bowl. Babe, I'm home. Just got to change and grab my stuff. David is riding me hard about these projections. He walked into the living room. He saw me. He stopped. He saw the suitcase standing next to me. He saw that I wasn't smiling. He saw that I was wearing my outdoor clothes, not my loungewear. Oh, you packed for me. That's amazing, honey. You're the best. He tried to smile, but it faltered. The atmosphere in the room was cold enough to freeze breath. I didn't pack for your trip, Mark, I said. My voice was calm. It didn't sound like me. I packed for your move. He laughed, a nervous, stuttering sound. What? What are you talking about? I spoke to David. The color drained from his face so fast it looked like a special effect. You spoke to David. I wanted to send champagne. For the team. Imagine my surprise when David told me he's in Aspen and the office has been closed for a week. Mark opened his mouth. He closed it. He looked for a lie, a pivot, a way out. I could see the gears turning. Sarah, wait, I can explain. It's not an official retreat. It's a shadow team. We're working on a confidential project. David doesn't know because it's above his pay grade. I couldn't tell you because of the NDA. It's over, Mark. What is? The lie. I saw the iPad. I saw the messages. I saw the reservation at the Omni. I saw Jessica. He flinched at her name. The confidential project excuse died on his lips. His shoulders slumped. The mask of the stressed executive fell away, revealing a pathetic, caught man. Sarah, please, it meant nothing. It's just stress relief. I was going to end it, I swear. This weekend was a goodbye. You told her she was intoxicating. You told her I was stifling. You told her you couldn't wait to be inside her. He looked at the floor. Shame, maybe, or maybe just regret that he got caught. I packed your bags, I said, gesturing to the suitcase. Everything is in there, your clothes, your documents, your life, you're leaving. Sarah, you can't just kick me out. This is my house too. We have kids. The kids are at my mother's. And yes, I can kick you out. Because if you don't leave right now, I'm going to post those screenshots to Facebook. I'm going to tag your mother. I'm going to tag David. I'm going to tag the entire PTA. His head snapped up. You wouldn't. Try me. I have nothing left to lose, Mark. You took my dignity. You took my trust. Do you really want to test if I'll take your reputation too? He looked at me, searching for the soft woman who used to rub his back when he had a bad day. She wasn't there. Where am I supposed to go? He whispered. You have a reservation at the Omni, don't you? Penthouse suite. Enjoy it. He stood there for a long minute. Then, wordlessly, he grabbed the handle of the suitcase. He walked to the door. He didn't look back. The door clicked shut. I locked it. Then I engaged the deadbolt. Then I slid the chain across. I walked to the kitchen, picked up the phone, and called the Omni Hotel. Guest services? Yes, hi. My husband, Mark Miller, has a reservation for the penthouse checking in today. Yes, I'd like to cancel that reservation. Yes, I'm an authorized user on the card ending in 4567. He lost his wallet, so we need to cancel it immediately to prevent fraud. Thank you. The card he used wasn't joint, but I had the number from the iPad screenshots, and I knew all his security questions. Mother's maiden name. First pet. I canceled the reservation. Then I sat down on the kitchen floor and finally, let myself scream. It wasn't a scream of pain. It was a scream of release. The next few hours were a blur. I drank wine. I ordered a pizza I didn't eat. I watched the sun go down on the last day of the year. Around 6:00 p.m., my phone started blowing up. Mark, the hotel says the reservation is canceled. My card is declined. Sarah, what did you do? Mark, Sarah, pick up, it's freezing. I have nowhere to go. Mark, Jessica isn't answering, please. I blocked him. I sat in the dark living room, illuminated only by the Christmas tree lights. It was New Year's Eve. The world was preparing to celebrate. Champagne was popping. Couples were kissing. And somewhere in the city, my husband was sitting in his car, with a suitcase full of clothes, no hotel room, no mistress. Because clearly, Jessica wasn't interested in a man who couldn't provide the penthouse experience, and no family. I looked at the clock, 11:59 p.m. I poured myself a glass of the cheap wine I had in the fridge. 10:98. I thought about the last 10 years, the wasted love, the wasted time. 7:65. I thought about the future. It was terrifying. It was blank. It was mine. 4:32. I raised my glass to the empty room. 1. Happy New Year, I whispered. The phone rang. It was an unknown number. I knew it was him, calling from a payphone or a borrowed cell. I watched it ring. I watched the screen light up the dark room. And then I turned the phone off. It's been 3 months. The divorce is messy. Mark is staying in a studio apartment across town. Jessica dumped him the moment the scandal hit. Turns out, I wasn't the only one who forwarded the screenshots to HR. Mark lost his job for gross misconduct. Using company time and assets for an affair is frowned upon, apparently. I'm freelancing more. The kids are adjusting. It's hard. Some days I miss the illusion of the life we had. But then I remember the text. She's stifling you. I breathe in the air of my quiet, peaceful house. I breathe in the freedom. And I realize I wasn't the one being stifled. I was the one holding the house up. And the moment I stepped away, the whole thing collapsed on top of him. Happy New Year, indeed.
If you have made it this far and want to see more videos like this, then kindly subscribe and turn on notifications so you may never miss another story like this.